Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I'm simply delighted to have you with me. And if you haven't checked out my bad unmatching curtains yet, there we go. And my picture that's not supposed to be hanging on the curtains. It's supposed to trigger you. Is it working? All of you who have OCD. If you haven't got a copy yet, ready? Pause the video. Okay, I hope you got one. Did you? Some of you were telling me that you got one and you didn't. Don't do that. If you don't like cups of tea, you can get a glass of water, okay? But no soda. No soda because you're sweet enough. It's too good. It really is. Okay, today, Divine Masculine Speaks video, and some Divine Feminines actually don't want to hear what Divine Masculine has to say because Divine Masculine may not be coming around very often. However, we still want to know. We've still got our claws dug in like a kitten on someone's lap. Maybe it's on Divine Masculine's lap. We're the kitten. And we're really putting our claws in. Do you see that face? I can't help it. It's too funny. So Divine Masculine may telepathically feel this clawing sensation in his leg. The other day he was being an octopus, if you remember. Today he's sitting on the couch and there's an imaginary kitten on his lap called Divine Feminine, and she's just gently or very, very firmly connecting her claws into his knee to remind him perhaps that she is there and wondering where on earth he is. This was nearly going to be where on earth is my Divine Masculine video today, because many of you are wondering where on earth is your Divine Masculine. Did he fly to Guatemala in an aeroplane? Is he in the tropical rainforest of the Amazon? Is he in a blockbuster movie that you don't know about because you haven't heard from him for so long? Or perhaps he's just doing his gardening and changed his number and forgot to tell you. Okay. I am being a little bit funny today and a little bit sarcastic because Divine Feminine, I can feel many of you have a blocked throat chakra and you want to go, where are you, Divine Masculine? I've been patiently waiting in all my quietness, in all of my humbleness, in all of my... Is humbleness a word? Maybe I'm supposed to say humility. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But today we're having a fun reading. No matter what Divine Masculine says, we are going to have fun. So Divine Feminine, if you're watching today and you feel any of these at all, neediness, loneliness, sadness or anger, this video is going to change your life. Hopefully. Although now I'm getting tongue twisted. This video is for entertainment purposes only, so there's no promises given. But if you're feeling needy, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling like that kitten on Divine Masculine's lap that wants to dig the claws in just a little deeper so he can feel you waiting for him to come back, then that's okay. We're going to sort some things out today because Divine Masculine is here to tell you what he wants to say. If he's not telling you in the physical third dimensional reality, he's going to tell you now. And I've already pre-shuffled some cards here. I will be shuffling on camera, so you know that I'm shuffling, however. But look at this. We have the Emperor in reverse on the bottom of this deck. I just wanted to see what was on the bottom of the 3 decks. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse on this next deck. And then we have... I'm thinking about you, Terrence. Maybe deciding to take action. Holding that, am I allowed to say damn globe of the world? Perhaps you're across the water somewhere, or across the street, or across the ocean, or across the, I don't know. Maybe you're at that coffee shop stalking him. That's a joke. Don't do that. Right, so here he is contemplating the journey. In the recent past, he was being the Emperor. He was in control. You thought everything was okay, perhaps. Or, he seemed to be fine. And then, of course, Divine Feminine here is ungrounded right now. Ungrounded. Perhaps feeling needy, perhaps feeling lonely, perhaps feeling sadness, perhaps feeling anger, or even, let's even go on to say, pissed off. Some of you might have gone batshit crazy, because you have been trying to do all the work. Maybe you've been lighting candles or sage or putting your crystals out under the moon. Some of you do that, I know. It's like wishing upon a star, but the star is missing, How do you wish upon a star when the star isn't there? Where is the star of the show? Let's see what he's going to say. Let's just have a little listen to Divine Masculine. Because what he doesn't realize, when he doesn't come in, even though many of them know when they don't come in that they're doing some kind of service to you, because you get to be in your own energy and you get to sort things out for yourself, which is a very healing process, by the way. But the thing that they don't realize is that if you have, I'm trying to think of the best explanation for this, because it's really important. Okay, all right. So if you were gonna go camping and you would pack all the condiments into your esky or into your, I don't know what people call it from other planets, I was going to say. If you're from another planet, you might call it something different. Other places, right? But let's say, I don't know, is it a cool box or, I don't know, whatever people call that when you go camping. And, you put that box in the car and you put your coffee and tea and your condiments in it, right? So let's say you take the sugar with you, okay, and you forget the lid, all right? Let's just say there's no lid for the sugar and you go, oh, well, it'll be all right. She'll be right, mate, right? That's what we say in Australia. She'll be right, mate. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. And then on the journey, it's a little bit bumpy. Can you feel that? Many of you can feel that bumpiness in the journey. Ooh, that's enough bumpiness. But then, of course, you get out of the car to go and make that cup of tea, and all the sugar is everywhere because the lid, we couldn't find the lid. Okay, so today, the Divine Feminine is the sugar, And the divine masculine is that missing lid. And if you normally have that nice, beautiful lid that sits on that jar, you know that it's going to be beautiful. It's going to feel more complete, okay? But if that lid isn't there, and if he goes missing somewhere, this lid's just gone missing in the Tupperware cupboard or wherever it went. You know how you can never find the lids? It's like, you know, an even better example would be that those socks that you put into the laundry and one just goes missing. The case of the missing sock, right? That's divine masculine to a T. That's completely spilling the tea on him. He is that missing sock that you can never seem to find. And it's just a mystery where it goes. It's like there's this other dimension. And here we go. The first card from Divine Masculine speaks today. I better get into it now. Here's the other dimension, right? He's fine right now, by the way, in case you were wondering, in case you were that kitten, being that kitten with your claws in his leg, he's actually doing fine. He's actually thinking of you. He's actually reminiscing about the time you spent together. Okay, he's kind of in another dreamy dimension right now. He's also focusing upon his money and on his work. While Divine Feminine has gone batshit crazy as the sugar. And now the sugar, her emotions are everywhere in the car. They're on the floor. They're in between the seats. And she's feeling either one of these at the moment. Neediness, loneliness, sadness or anger. Perhaps about her everyday life. Perhaps about the connection. And so he's here, his soul is here speaking, saying, oh, Divine Feminine, she's so beautiful. Look at this. We're in a whole nother place. A whole nother dimension together. This connection's like none other. He's kind of in this bubble love phase. And when he's not in that bubble love phase, he's kind of going, ooh, I might just work on my resources. I might just grow my company or my business or my knowledge basis, right? So there's literally a castle here and a toxic swamp where Divine Feminine's going to come out and be a fish that bites him on the face. No, if any Divine Masculines are watching today, I am sorry. I'm being very silly, but I'm trying to also make you understand how it feels for Divine Feminine. She feels like the sugar in the back of that pickup truck without the lid, right? So she's everywhere and scattered, and you're just the lid. You're just being the lid. Or perhaps you're the other sock, the missing sock. You're the missing sock. No one knows where you are, but you're having a great time there because look at you. Look at you. Wisdom, companionship, thinking about the future, thinking about the happy home you're going to have and the wonderment. And Divine Feminine's on the floor. You know, I don't know what that movie is. Is it called Speed with Sandra Bullock? And she's been through the whole lot and her hair's everywhere and she'd been trying to drive that bus because it's got a bomb on it. That's how she feels right now, Divine Masculine. If you haven't seen Speed, go and watch it. All right, what else does he want to tell us, Divine Feminine? Are we even listening today? Are we in our heart space? Many of us are a little bit pissed off. Look at this. La 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 la. I'm all tied up right now. I don't think I can be bothered listening to what you have to say. My feet are freezing in this water, and I forgot to bring a towel, and all these swords that I placed around myself. I put a blindfold on. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to even maybe speak to you at the moment because your energy's elsewhere. You are the sock, the missing sock. She can't even put her socks on because the other one's missing. Divine Masculine, if you're listening today, he feels her. He feels this trappedness. Trappedness is my new word today. Trappedness. Either she's needy, lonely, sad, or angry at her own life or the connection. But he says, I'm still here. I'm still holding on to you, baby. You're the one that I want. A Grease song. You're the one that I want, honey. That's actually being channeled now. You know, I've got chills, they're multiplying, but I'm losing control. All the power you're supplying, it's electrifying. And she's going, you better shape up, because I need a man who can keep me satisfied. You better shape up. I'll have to link the song, right? You know, I mean, most of you would know from Greece, you know. It's where you know, Olivia Newton-John's kind of all dressed up. You know, normally she's a real sweetie. She's a real sweetheart, and she's all shy, and she's all, you know. And anyway, the girls dress her up in Greece, and she's, you know, pretending to smoke at the beginning, and then she puts her smoke out, and she's trying to be cool in front of him, you know, be sassy and be assertive. And Divine Masculine's kind of laughing, going, you know what? This isn't you. Cut that out. You're not like that. You're actually a real sweetie. Look at the difference. This is Divine Feminine being the sugar and missing that sock. The scattered sugar missing the sock. Right? Trying to be Olivia Newton-John, you know. You better shape up because I need a man. Where are you? And he's saying, you know what? This is the real you. This is the real you. You're willing to wait for me. You're willing to, I don't know. I was going to say, do as I say, do as I need. But the thing is, he's so smart, he already knows what she needs. This is the thing about the awakened Divine Masculine. And I said this the other day. He already knows what she needs. If he's not coming in, he's doing it on purpose. Right? He's a step ahead all of the time. It's very much like a chess game, and he's always winning. And Divine Feminine can get very frustrated, and here she is. If I've ever seen a frustrated woman or feminine energy, take gender how it resonates, that would be it. Not only has she tied herself up, you see how loose the bond is here. She could easily escape from that. She's also closing her eyes to the connection. And she's also very pissed off here with these swords in her ego. And he's like, you know what? I love you anyway. You know, it's like in a movie where you see in the old-fashioned type of movies, and you see the chick, and she's slapping the guy and saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And he just swoops her up and just goes and kisses her, and she's just helpless to the connection. And and unfortunately, Should I say fortunately or unfortunately? The truth is that divine masculine has this power. Divine masculine has the power to make everything perfect again with one foul swoop of a kiss. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but because it's so frustrating. Divine feminine's like, you know, literally the spilled sugar, missing the sock, just come out of that movie Speed, been driving the whole bus on her own for so long, with him kind of maybe in the background giving her advice. Maybe, if she can hear it. Look at the difference. This is how he is right now. Everything's great. The connection's going to be fantastic. And she's going, you mofo. You don't understand me. You never listen to me. You're not even here to listen to me. How could you possibly understand? And he sees the future. He sees into the future with the rainbow here. You know, this is someone who's been through it. This is someone who's experienced the rain, the storms already. So he's already been there, done that, got the postcard. And he knows what it's going to be like. He already knows what it's going to be like. And so he's kind of letting divine feminine sit in her own ego for the minute. He's actually letting her sit in her own ego. She can change this at any time. This perspective, she can shut it out and come back into her heart space at any time. And he's well aware of this. And so as he leaves her, as he doesn't come in with the love, even though the love is always there, that's the kicker. That's what he's saying. The love's always there. I never took anything away from you. This is a perceived perception of your own divine feminine. This is trapped Tracy, who's trapping herself of her own volition here. Because in any relationship, whether it's your father, your brother, your cousin, your mother, your uncle, your auntie, whoever, I won't bring children in because children haven't got the capacity to, you know, be adult-like yet. But all of your adult relationships, you know, everyone has the choice as what to do. And these are third dimensional consciousness or soulmate karmic relationships. Now, the twin flame journey is all about feeling. The twin flame journey is all about connecting to the heart, to the soul. And as divine feminine connects in with her mind space here, she completely shuts off the heart space and the soul-to-soul connection. Meanwhile, divine masculine's over here having a gay old time. A gay old time, as in, I mean that in the old-fashioned sense of the word. A gay old time meaning a happy old time. Okay, I'm not pertaining to gender or, you know, sexuality in any way when I said that word. Gay meaning happy, joyful, right? He's joyful here because he's feeling his soul connected to hers. She is disconnected from her heart space, which means she's not feeling this soul-to-soul connection. But in fact, it hasn't gone anywhere. She's just lowered her vibration so that she can't feel it. She's shutting herself off because she's either feeling neediness, loneliness, sadness, or anger here. And it's self-imposed. And that's what he's here to say. My love actually hasn't gone anywhere. My hope for this connection hasn't gone anywhere. My want for us to live on Pluto with this purple water hasn't gone anywhere, right? I love you. I want you. You're that chick in Speed, and I'm going to be Keanu Reeves guiding you, and I am guiding you. And she's like, yeah, but I'm the one driving the bus. Where is she? Where's trapped Tracy? Right? She's like, but I'm driving the bus. You're not even driving. How would you know how it feels? And he goes, you know what? I've been there already. I've already driven that bus. I need you to drive the bus so you can have that experience of driving the bus, but I'm right here behind you. If you'll tap into your heart space, I haven't gone anywhere. For some of you, these birds are going to be important here. Messengers of love. Don't forget the love. Don't forget to be grounded. Don't forget to go out into nature. Don't forget that this is a soul-to-soul, heart-to-heart, intuitive connection. Look at the innocence of this love. This is a love like no other. He's also checking out your social media, looking at your pictures. It makes him feel great. It makes him feel balanced. You know, divine feminine right now has this perception that nothing's happening, everything's stagnant. Oh my God, where is he? I'm angry, or I'm sad, or I'm needy, or I'm lonely. Come on, bucko. Hurry up and get on your horse. And he's already on the horse with the love. But he's either letting you sit in your own sugariness without your lid, which is him, right? Or he wants you to find that missing sock, right? As a metaphor to finding yourself. As he goes away, you find yourself. When he doesn't come in, you find yourself. When he allows you to think and do and live your own life without him for a while, you find yourself. And in that finding of yourself, who else do you find? You find him. Within the aloneness, within what you think is that you're being alone, you actually find your divine masculine within that aloneness. Some of the greatest masters and teachers who've ever lived spent many hours of contemplation and meditation and prayer on their own. Not only did they find themselves on this journey, but they found their creator. And many of them found their counterpart or their twin flame as well in the solace. And so you can grit your teeth all you like and say, this is too hard to bear. Being on my own is too hard to bear. I'm needy, I'm lonely, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm all of these things. You know, you can get to the point of feeling like you're going to have a breakdown because you feel so alone. And when you just reach that little bit higher and come out of the mind and go into the heart space, you can almost hear the difference in the energetic resonance here. Do you want hell on earth, which can be created in one's mind, or do you want heaven on earth? Hell on earth, heaven on earth, hell on earth, heaven on earth. You choose. Do you want to see it glass half empty or glass half full? Do you want to use the mind and the ego, or do you want to come back into the heart space? Do you really want to be that kitten on his lap and dig your claws in and say, you must come and talk to me? You have to come and see me. Without you, I'm nothing. Because that's not true. As you sit in your humility, as you sit in your beauty, as you sit and focus upon yourself, you call him in. As he lets you sit on your own, as he lets you be with your own self, as he lets you focus upon yourself, the shifts and the growth and the unbelievable things that will occur inside of you connect you deeply to him. Connect you deeply to source energy, divine energy, especially if you pray or meditate. So use this time away to nurture yourself. Use this time away to start your mission. Use this time away to focus on you. And this is why I made the Ascension package. So that you can see that you don't need anything outside of yourself to make you joyful from within. That joy from within is self-created. That joy from within brings you into harmony with Source. The other thing that happens is you notice that you let go of the connection a little bit. And you might even say, well, you know what, I'm fine on my own. Many divine feminines kind of go, well, you know, I'm fine on my own, and not in an egotistical way, not in a, you know, F the journey, all of that kind of way, but in a way of, wow, I'm actually fine on my own. And perhaps this is where you can start your own business. Perhaps this is where you can start doing your mission. Perhaps this is where you can start eating better, living better, feeling better, connecting with your kids better if you have. So it's in this separation that you learn to be who you are. I don't know, perhaps you've got a spare room that needs cleaning out with bad curtains that you want to change. Perhaps you need to paint the bedroom. Perhaps you need to make a vegetable garden. Perhaps you want to learn more about spirituality. Perhaps you want to learn how to read the tarot. Divine Masculine knows what he's doing. Make no mistake, I said it yesterday, and I'll continue to say it. The awakened Divine Masculine knows what he's doing. The unawakened Divine Masculine is still learning what to do. Okay. The unawakened and sometimes distorted masculine will have behaviors and be in his ego, and that's how you know the difference. But the truly awakened Divine Masculine has been through the heartache. He already knows what you're feeling. He already knows what you're experiencing, and he wants to be like a guide for you. Which can feel frustrating on the Divine Feminine side. Because in the third dimensional consciousness reality, we kind of go, well, if you like it, then you better put a ring on it. What are you waiting for? You know, chicks don't muck around with that kind of thing. They're like, well, you know, Beyonce's famous song. If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. Did you hear that, Divine Masculine? That's funny. And so she doesn't get why there's all this muck around. She doesn't get why, let's just get on with the show. We love each other. We know there's a connection. Let's get married. And in third dimensional reality consciousness, that would be fine. This is an energetic, soul to soul, heart to heart, intuitive connection that is being guided by divine timing. Okay. It's also being guided by how quickly your ascension can happen for your own self. Not how quickly necessarily, but how you perceive and learn through the journey. The universe will constantly send things to kind of test where you are in the journey too. It's like, that ex-boyfriend that you thought you didn't want to hear from anymore. Let's just send him to you this week with a message saying, "Oh, I really miss you, honey. Are you going to take that offer up, or are you going to ignore it?" And what about Mrs. Smith, who was at the local shop and said some sly remark about you? Did you get pissed off and triggered, and did you lose your shit and go batshit crazy at her, or did you remain in your unconditionally loving heart space and ignore her behavior? There's lots of little tests on the journey to see where you are. Are you in your heart space, or are you in your mind space? And of course, you're allowed to be assertive, but within that assertion, you still need to remain in your heart space. And that's the test. No matter what your divine masculine throws at you, or doesn't throw at you in the case of separation, are you willing to love him unconditionally? If he doesn't message you for a week and says he was going to, if he promised to send you that, I don't know, what could he promise to send you? That bag of sugar, the lid for the sugar, or that pair of socks you wanted from Amazon, and he didn't do it, and you were relying on it, are you going to forgive him? As you forgive your divine masculine, you also forgive yourself. And as you forgive yourself, you also forgive your divine masculine. What you do to another, you do to yourself. And this includes Mrs. Smith at the local store. This includes your dad who pissed you off last week. This includes that neighbor that keeps sunbathing in the nude and doesn't have a high enough fence, right? You need to come into union with all of the people and places and situations around you. And if they're not serving you, you've got to get rid of them. But in a good way, not in a batshit crazy kind of way. Not in a, what was that show that they had years ago? Not Dr. Phil, but like that. It was Jerry Springer show. Remember that? Jerry Springer show. And they just brought the most angriest, upset, dramatic, egotistical people that they could find to yell and scream at each other on camera. And it was so funny to watch, but so ridiculous at the same time, There'd be people on there saying, I thought you loved me, Cletus. I thought you loved me. I didn't know that you were going to have 5 babies with her. And I didn't know that we're going to have to move to another state. Forgive my American accent, but some of those people were really, really funny. They were. It's like they were paid actors to go on there, So we don't need to come into ego. If other people are in their ego, we don't need to be in our ego. We can just calmly walk away or calmly ignore their behavior. We don't need to let that fuel our ego, because on the twin flame journey we need to get rid of the ego. And you're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to say to people, I can't be your friend anymore. I'm really sorry. I don't resonate with you anymore. That's okay too. But always do it in a loving way if you can. Don't get all of your odd socks and throw them at the people that you don't like. I feel like many divine feminines have been suffering for a long time as well. And I just wanted to lastly bring up the point of love is the answer to everything that you're searching for. There is love in everything. And sometimes it's very difficult to see that when you feel alone, when you feel needy, when you feel sad, or when you feel angry. It's very difficult to see that there's love in things. So I want to invite you today to nurture yourself. If the twin flame journey is getting to you, if the twin flame journey is making life difficult because your focus is on it, come back to the self and say, what do I need today? And just live in the present moment. Don't worry about the past and don't worry about the future, and just come into that present moment of right now. Right now, you are safe watching my video. Perhaps you've made yourself a cup of tea. Perhaps after this video, depending on what time it is there, you might go and run yourself a nice bath or have a nice warm shower and eat some great food. You might, if it's daytime where you are, you might go out in the sunshine and go and listen to the birds, okay? If you live in Africa, you might go on a safari. That'll be fun. If you're in the Amazon, I don't know, you might be in the rainforest there and taking photographs and sending them to me at my email so I can see all the wildlife, because I'd really love that if you're ever in the Amazon. But I want you to try and make each day count, no matter whether your divine masculine's coming in or not, because we are supposed to be living in our joy. We're supposed to be living in that place of feeling joyful. Okay. And as you give and love and nurture yourself and create that joyful place from inside of yourself, then the people that you connect with outside of you also get to experience that loving, nurturing, giving aspect of you. We don't want to be, as divine feminines, we don't want to be in our mind being trapped Tracy, because trapped Tracy has no fun at all, because not only does she look cold, and not only is this not BDSM, but look at the castle in the background that she can't even see there. That's her divine masculine, his home, his heart waiting for her. And, there might be a pair of socks and shoes that she could get to make her feet a little bit more warm. I don't know. Is she wearing shoes? It's very hard to tell. She went to a bad shoe store, this one. Trapped Tracy was so in her mind space, in her ego, that even the shoes that she bought this week were just the wrong size and not warm enough for the terrain where she was walking on. I've spoken for long enough today. My goodness me, it's 44:04 as I look at the time. All the fours, clickety click. Hey, I love you all very much. If you need me, connect to me at my email below. All my prices are in the description box. My email is there too. I love you all so much, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah. Take care of you. Have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Bye.